Okay, so now that you have data, you want to know how to download it into SPSS. So one way you're going to do that is if you open the survey, you go to Data and Analysis button, and the first thing you're going to want to do is clear the previews. So you practiced it, and Dr. Pinto and I have gone over it a few times, usually before you sent it out. So you want to make sure that you erase those previews before you download it. And one way to do that would be to do it through the Qualtrics program. And so there's this delete data button under tools, and you can see it says survey previews. So if you click that, it'll tell you how many have been previewed. So in this example, there's 2. You just click that and you delete that. So now those have been deleted from the data. So all that's left should be the real data, which in this case is 1 response, but you should have obviously 1 for every person that took the survey. And you can see that right here. These responses in progress are people who might not have finished, or they could have finished, but they didn't actually exit out at the end. So if you have here, what you want to do is you want to look at their progress. So this person's at 80%. If they're almost at the end, if they're at 99%, you can click on them and you can download them as well. Or you can choose to close it. And that means that they can't continue anymore. So now there's no more in progress. So I close that other one if I want to include it in my data. Apparently it's telling me it's going to take a while. You might just want to refresh your survey. If you didn't close the responses, then you don't have to do that. But see how refreshing now added it as another data point. So to export it into SPSS, you export the data, you go to download data table, and here are your options. CSV, that's an Excel sheet. TSV, I have no idea what that is. XML, also not SPSS. You want to go to this last one, SPSS, yay! Now most of you should be okay with the medium string width, unless, and hopefully none of you had a fill-in response that was an essay or a lot of text. But say maybe in the future you ever do this again and you have a fill-in response like, tell me about your day. Or maybe for your final project, you're going to do a manipulation where you have them talk about something good that happened to them. In that case, you might want to do the long or extra long, because when they fill in that text, it'll cut off what goes beyond that number of characters. Whoops, that's my mistake. So, but in this case, it shouldn't be a problem, because for your first project, it's just mostly multiple choice questions. So you just download it. It'll take a while. And there you go. So mine's going to download in an archive. Yours might look a little different depending on if you're using a Mac or a PC, but there it is. So, and then you can open it in SPSS. So that's the video on how to download your data from Qualtrics.